Hello, welcome to another torch review by Torch Cool UK. Today we're looking at the Olight i1r EOS. It's a keychain light. It's a dedicated keychain light or pendant light. Very small, as you'll see in a minute. It comes in a nice box, textured cardboard, glossy image of the light on the front there. Looks really nice. Details are on the back there. So it's 130 lumens on high. That runs for 20 minutes. It doesn't sustain 130 lumens for 20 minutes. The 130 lumens is ANSI rated, so it's taken at 30 seconds, and it steadily decreases across the 20-minute lifetime of the battery. It will slowly diminish off in brightness after that point until it just stops. The low is 5 lumens, and you get 7 hours runtime on 5 lumens. I think really the intention of this light is that it is just a handy 5 lumen keychain light with 130 lumens as a boost mode if you just need to, if you've got a bit of a dark section of your way home, or you need to light up your driveway for a couple of minutes just to move bins around or whatever you're doing out there. So those are all the specs. It is IPX8 rated, so it's drop resistant to 1.5 meters, and it's water resistant as well. I suspect when they were having the meeting about what this light was going to be about, they were aiming it at a mass market rather than people who are flashaholics, what you call a flashaholic, or an enthusiast about lights, who worry about tint and colour rendering and all that sort of stuff. Being able to modify the light or change batteries, all that sort of gubbins. That wasn't really their intended market for this. I think the intended market is that this would be a gift light, or someone buying it for themselves that just wants an all-in-one, ready to go, easy to use little light for the keys. So we'll talk about that more. I think some people, when they do reviews with lights, they can take them out of context a little bit and give products bad reviews unfairly, because it's just not what they're intended for. So with this, I'm going to review this from a point of view as it is just a keychain light intended for the mass market. Nothing more, nothing less than that. So this is how it comes packaged, held in this little plastic sleeve. It comes with an Olight USB lead for recharging and instructions, and that's it. There is a little ring on it for connecting it to your keys. Quite well held in, and there you go. Tiny little thing, weighs barely anything. Very nicely finished. You've got to bear in mind this light is actually my dad's. I got it for him last year, and it's been carried on keys. They use it on they've got a touring caravan, they use it on their keys for the caravan, and just use it when they need to nip out at night on poorly lit caravan sites. So overall, very nicely finished off. TIR optic rather than a reflector, obviously because it's so small. The TIR lens is utilised to save space rather than being in a reflector, and it creates a better beam pattern than just being a mule, which is where there's no reflector, no optic, it's just the LED is at the front and it just lights up everything. Nice gloss black anodizing, very clear decals, very clear markings on the light. Actually, I've got here as well another couple of Olights, and I think out of all of them, you've got an original i3s there, the newer i3 EOS here, and obviously i1r. I think out of all of them, this one has the nicest finish. And I'll just put them all in size order for you as well. The other two are AAA lights, similar outputs but run on the AAA longer run times on them, but they are bigger lights, so they are different. Good lights, all three of these are good lights. Olight are brilliant. I've had loads of Olights over the years, never ever had a problem with any of them whatsoever. Right, so let's open this up. Very smooth threads on this, considering they're narrow, quite thin threads. They are very smooth, so they've been well done. I'll just show you around the lights. So here is the battery section of the light. USB port is here. You see the threads are very narrow actually for actually connecting it into the head, but the threads on the inside of the head are bigger, so you do have a wide range of thread, which is good with twisties, because you don't want a short thread, you want lots of threads so that they don't accidentally activate. On the end here you get a green light for when it's fully charged, or you get a red light for when it's charging, when it's plugged into your USB. There's an O-ring here as well. The battery is not replaceable, you cannot replace it as a user, so it's all just built into the light already. No servicing to worry about, it's just basically plug and play if you like. But it's all well made, everything looks good. The threads were lightly greased when it came. Everything else was clean. The O-ring is fine. One of the reasons what makes me think this light is for the general market rather than sort of enthusiastic flashlight collectors, etc., is because they didn't include a spare O-ring, which is normally a standard, absolute standard thing with lights. I think with this, the intention is you just take it out of the package and you just use it, and it's simple. Everything's just simple with this light. So threads go together really smooth. There's plenty of them. Makes contact. It becomes waterproof there, so the O-ring's covered there, and you've still got plenty of thread to go before it activates. Comes on at 5 lumens, and then all you do is tighten it up for the 130 lumens maximum. There's no other modes, no strobes, there's no SOS or anything like that. It's just high and low and off, and that's it. So really simple to use, nicely made, very light. As I said before, I think the intention with this light is that you just use the 5 lumens mostly just for around the house, making your way down, you know, a dark, poorly lit path at night. Maybe just the 5 lumens is fine for that, and then the 130 lumens is there should you want to just see more, and the 130 lumens is plenty. With the optic, it focuses a lot of those lumens into the hotspot, so they become really useful. You don't have a lot of spill where you lose a lot of your light output. It becomes really useful because it's TIR optic, so it's a great light. So perhaps just a negative point with this when it comes to charging is the fact that you do have to separate the light into 2 halves to be able to get to the USB port for charging. If you try and just lose, well, you can't. The head comes apart before you have access to that USB. So that is the only down point to this design, because it's so small. This bit is so light, forgive the pun, but it's so light, it's very small, could be lost while you were charging this bit. So it's unavoidable with the design, so it's not a down point with regard to Olight themselves. It's just something to consider. For those that are interested, I've done a bit of research on this myself. I found the battery looks to be like an 80 milliamp hour 10180 cell. It's a lithium ion cell, tiny little battery, very little capacity in it because of the size, hence why you only get a short run time on the max boost. 5 lumens for 7 hours is incredibly useful, brilliant out of a little tiny little battery. Little tiny little light like this is very useful. That the LED itself is a Philips Luxion, Again, good quality LED. It's not the best for tint snobs, or it's not the latest LED out there, but it will certainly last for thousands of hours. You get plenty of use out of it. It's very, very unlikely to go wrong. I've never had an Olight go wrong, and I've used a lot of them, a lot of different lights over a long period. This old i3 EOS was a light that we used just as a bedside light for months and months on end, just for a small amount of light during the night if we needed to get up. And it's had hours and hours and hours of use, and it's absolutely spot on. It's still working absolutely perfectly, no problems. So I would expect this to be the same. Very reliable. Olight are a big brand. They know what they're doing. They know how to make a good light, and I think they've really done a good job on this, just all around. So yeah, I'm going to tag some Beamshots onto the video. I just want to show off the light a little bit, so there's just a short section at the beginning just showing around the house, 5 lumens, and then I take it outside and I give it a blast on the 130 lumens, so you get to see what it is capable of should it need to be. But great light, very cheap, superb as gift lights, just suitable for anybody apart from the sort of the connoisseur of the flashlights, if you like, you want the high CRI and want tint choices and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll leave you with it. I'll show you the Beamshots. I'll come back to you afterwards. Okay, so those are the Beamshots. Hope you enjoyed those. I know I got a bit carried away showing it off on the turbo mode. It is an impressive light, all things considered, for the size, the quality, reliability. The 130 lumens is an excellent feature of it. I must have got 10-15 minutes use out of it on the high out last night. It was giving out plenty of light. Incidentally as well, the 5 lumens while I was out, was using that just in the interim between filming, and 5 lumens is absolutely plenty of light as well. So all around brilliant light, very useful. Definitely recommend them. Definitely recommend Olight as a brand. They make good quality lights, and I believe the customer service and after sales support is spot on as well. So yeah, feel free to buy this one. It's got my recommendation. There's no link, I'm not an affiliate for Olight, so I haven't put a link in the description, but Olight World I think is their website, but search Olight, plenty of places will be able to supply you with this. They're really relatively cheap for the quality that you receive, so yeah, what more can I say? It's a great light. Thank you.